Skip it up and that up. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Rich of Review Tech USA, and if you are a content creator who is looking to partner with a multi-channel network, I cannot recommend Curse Entertainment enough. They are personable, helpful, available, and they will help your channel be successful and grow. To apply, simply click the link below in the description. Now on to today's news story. So a lot of you may be wondering, hey Rich, I thought you were all about Twitch. I thought you were going to try to grow a Twitch channel. What happened? You barely stream anymore. As a matter of fact, you haven't been streaming at all. Well, I gave up on Twitch. Fuck that shit. It was way too stressful. It was a very unpleasant experience. Every time I went on there, people were spamming in the comments section. I mean, I did have moderators. I had great guys trying to control all the spamming issues. But then on top of that, I also got DDoSed probably almost every single time I went on there. So my stream would just stop. I would be off the internet for hours on end. It was a really horrible, unpleasant experience, and I know it's not all of Twitch's fault, but they need to figure out what the hell is going on, because if this keeps up, Twitch's days are numbered. But anyway, let me tell you what made me come to this official decision to stop streaming on Twitch. So last night, a buddy of mine, I'll just say his name is Steve. He was a moderator. He's also a moderator on my Twitch.tv channel. He was asking me, he's like, hey, Rich, I'm with a big YouTuber. His name is McJuggernuggets. Yes, that's his name. He has like over 1 million subs on here on YouTube. He was saying, hey, Rich, this McJuggernuggets, he was dealing with, he was getting DDoS too. How did you remedy the situation? And I explained it to him. You know, I had to change my IP address. I had to change all my privacy settings on Skype, so on and so forth. And I'm thinking, all right, you know, this shit happens. Welcome to Twitch. That's why I stopped doing it. I was thinking to myself, I'm so glad I don't stream anymore. But then it got worse. I went to McJuggernuggets' channel and watched his newest video. And not only did he get DDoSed, he got swatted. So while McJuggernuggets was trying to figure out what was going on with his internet, well, he knew, but he was trying to resolve it. All of a sudden, he sees a bunch of lights in his driveway. And he sees a bunch of cop cars. He goes into his living room, and the cops call out his name and tell him to put his hands up. So he realized that he got swatted. And this is why I am fucking done with Twitch. Twitch, I know this isn't completely your fault. Okay, I understand there's things outside of your control when it comes to DDoSing and the swatting and so on and so forth. But this shit's gonna kill you, because it wasn't just me, obviously, that it was happening to. This is a kind of regular occurrence, the DDoS at least, and the swatting happens regularly enough that people know what's going on. Like McJuggernuggets said, he's like, it's so the swatting is such a somewhat common thing now. I knew what was going on before I knew what was going on. This is going to kill the whole streaming thing. I'm telling you, this is going to be the downfall of it. Like people like me, I'm not going to fucking stream again. I'm not dealing with the DDoSing. I'm not dealing with, God forbid, getting swatted and having a gun pointed to my head because some jackass wants to see that happen live on Twitch. It's done. And I'm sure other people are going to get turned off too and have been turned off. I'm sure I'm not the first one. And I'm sure this McJuggernuggets is probably going to think twice about it too. I don't know what you need to do, Twitch. I understand that there's people who are always going to find a way to make this bullshit happen, but you need to find a way to protect the content creators and the streamers and make it more challenging for these pieces of shit to do it. Because if you don't, I promise you, people are going to run away from Twitch in droves, because it's not worth it. It's not worth the stress, and honestly, it's not worth someone's safety because they need to stream a video game. It's just how it is. So your days are numbered unless you think of a solution, Twitch. And on top of that, I don't care how many people get tired of me saying this. I will say it 6,000 times more until there is a solution. To the U.S. government, where is that piece of legislation to make punishments extremely harsh for people that think it's funny to set up swatting? Where is it? Where is that piece of legislation that will make it mandatory that if someone sets up swatting and does this bullshit, that they have to serve a decade in prison, even if they're like 13, 14 years old? Where is it so when someone else does this again, they're made an example of, so other people are afraid to do it because the punishment is so harsh? That's what needs to happen. You need to make legislation that makes a harsh punishment towards people that pull this swatting shit so people are afraid to do it. Because what's going to happen, and I know I've said this 6 million fucking times before, and I'll say it 6 fucking million times more, is that someone's going to get a bullet in their head when they're a victim of this swatting bullshit. And then you know what? Everyone's going to freak out, and then there's going to be some extreme legislation passed that's even more draconian than I want it to be, and everyone's going to lose their minds and not think rationally. Why is everyone waiting for that to happen? But I guess it's going to fall on deaf ears, and that's the way it's going to go. A tragedy is going to have to happen before people get off their fucking asses and act. This is a bad mixture, man. I don't want to see Twitch get in trouble and go under, because I did have, when the bullshit wasn't going on, which was when it was like 2% of the time, I did have fun streaming on Twitch. Like, oh man, this is great. You know, I got to record footage for Review Tech USA anyway, and I get to interact with my subscribers while I'm recording the footage. I could talk to them live on Twitch, but it's ruined for me now. And I'm sure it's ruined for a lot of other people, and I'm sure it's going to be ruined for even more people when this DDoSing and all this other crap happens on an even more regular basis, when more little shits figure out how to do it. It's so frustrating that every time something good comes around, human beings have to find a way to ruin it. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one.